Hey, good morning. Michael here, back with my What's the Question series. The What's the Question series is based on the questions from my book, The Heart of Transformation. Get your copy now on Amazon.com, wherever fine books are sold. One of the questions I was asked recently, to give you a little tiny bit of background, I'll be real quick, but I've recently started to engage in a service or a product, whatever you want to call it, with a longtime partner in crime, as I'll call him, my friend Mark Bowden. You may know Mark from his book Truth and Lies, or all of his books on body language and influence. He is rated the #1 thinker and speaker on body language and influence in the world. And we've worked together for a long time, but recently we have gone out to market, I guess I would say, but in a limited way, with a fairly limited and exclusive product. And that product is helping great leaders become transformational leaders. And we do that through a fairly intensive and ongoing executive coaching and engagement advisory service, where we're talking to these clients weekly, and we're actually engaging with them on call as needed, because they're constantly running into emergencies. They're constantly running into things that are throwing them left and right, and they have millions and billions of dollars associated with the decisions they make and the lives of thousands and tens of thousands of people. And so our goal is to really help them become truly transformational leaders, to lead through all the change that's going on in their businesses, their industries. So I bring that up not as a commercial for what we're doing, although if you're interested and you're a CEO or a C-suite executive, feel free to reach out. But I share that to talk about, somebody said, don't you have some concerns about connecting yourself so closely with someone else who's not a part of your company? He's has his own business. He lives in a different country. We're 3 time zones away. And isn't that risky not to kind of have control over it yourself? And the question I think that comes to mind for me as I'm thinking about that question is from my section here on pathfinding before path following. And the question is, who would know best? Now, in the book, when I'm saying to ask this question, I'm asking it as kind of a validation question. As you're thinking through decisions and ideas, are you engaging the people who would know best to help you? Well, what I'm doing in my daily work with clients when I work on my own is I'm coaching, I'm advising, I'm creating a space for them to think, which works very effectively. But when I'm working with executives who want to make real fast progress, sometimes it's nice to have somebody else there who might know best as well. And what I love about working with Mark is we approach things very differently. Although we have some very shared values, we have very different skill sets, very different tools that we draw upon. Although there is some overlap, but we have these perspectives that we bring. And one of the things I learned from Mark early on, who has a great deal of stagecraft knowledge, is that always yield the stage to someone who wants it. And so we have this flexibility where we can work back and forth, but it brings both of us to bear on what this client is going through at the moment. And since some of the time we're doing this on an on-call basis, literally getting a text like, the blank has hit the fan, can we talk? And we're getting on the phone or getting on a Zoom and helping them. So in today's What's the Question? The question for me is, who would know best? And sometimes the answer to who would know best is not only you, or not just you alone. Even if this is your expertise in your area of specialty, sometimes partnering with others and bringing in that mix can really bring out richness and help you learn things. And I will say this, every time we debrief our calls, I learn something and he learns something, and we grow and get better every time. So when you're thinking about who would know best, sometimes, even if it's you, it might be worth bringing somebody else into that conversation, because they might know best about something else and make the conversation even richer for you and the people that you're helping. Have a great day. Talk to you soon.